Morning, students and agency personnel. This is Blair Barnhart with the Barnhart Group. We've got Drew in the back of the vehicle here, and what we're going to do for you this morning is we're going to reenact what we call number 22, length width verification measurement. Now this is clearly not an item that is in your MicroPAVER pavement evaluation guide, but we choose to add it here at the Barnhart Group. So in the asphalt surface roads and parking lots paver distress identification manual, we have clearly the 20 different details that we have to look at in the field. We've gone ahead and added depth verification measurement. We've already done a video on that with Drew. And we've done 23 customer service, which means that is a distress in America. We actually fix potholes along here and take a top 10 list and give it to the agency that we're working for. Anytime we see something here in the field, if you think about it this way, we're in the daylight, on the ground, MicroPAVER evaluation. It's not uncommon for me to drive the road 3 times before Drew gets to it with the gator behind me. So in essence, we've driven these roads 4 and 5 times before we come up with the final computations to input into the MicroPAVER software. So this is a section that Drew and I did yesterday, and this is the preliminary survey and inspection, at which point I'm looking for any small details here to radio back to Drew and have him specifically look for. At this time we also decide if we want to add additional sample sections. So I'm starting at the city limits, and again we've done all this yesterday. That this is more of a reenactment for the students and the agency personnel to show you what it is we do. Pardon me. So our first sample section, we didn't have a mailbox to go by, and that's not uncommon when we get into these county situations. So I chose the power pole down here on the left-hand side. And the preliminary survey, I decide where we're going to section the road. It usually is a mile of road up to the next intersection, at which time I would double back and then go back the third time and click the appropriate mailboxes based on the ASTM 6433. So here we are coming down here. Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do, Drew. We'll go down here and get off of the road, and we'll pick that. Remember the West Point sign down here?
Yes.
Okay, let's go down to there. But as we're passing through here, you'll see some of the sample sections that Drew already did yesterday. We identify those mailboxes with a little orange survey tape. I just don't feel I got a line of traffic behind me here, and I want to give them fair notice so they can get off the road. This particular section was 9,329 linear feet, and for those of you who watched the video on the LNT, severe LNT cracking, it's coming up down here at the bottom of this hill. So can you get a shot of the road, Drew? This is a typical county road, 22-foot wide platform. You can see that the shoulders are in really good shape here. Unfortunately, the place that I'm about to pull off at, it does have some severe 0.9 drop-off. But again, we've got the DMI working for us, verifying length, width, and we add the cul-de-sacs where we need to. After 30 years of estimating $30 and $40 million worth of paving work and reclamation work each year, along the way we've learned a little bit about estimating, and this is a key component, Drew. Unlike some of the other companies that come out here and do a quick survey, windshield survey, or if you're doing this in-house at your agency, you may just do a quick windshield survey. This is a very comprehensive, almost a hybrid approach with a project level and network level survey. So I'm going to press hold at this point. I would get out of my vehicle, make sure that nobody's going to run into the back of me here, and take my guide with me. My surveyor's tape. Definitely like to get out here with the shovel, and obviously on this edge drop-off is not necessary. If there would be grass shoulders here, I would literally take my shovel and scrape away until I found the edge of the pavement. And this happens on the surface treated roads a lot, Drew, as you've seen before, where the surface treatment has the encroachment of the grassy shoulders getting into the surface treatment. So we like to identify, is it actually 21 feet? Because what happens when we come back to do a pavement preservation treatment, if it looks like the grass is grown in 18 inches on either side, the contractor should move that grass out and do the full 21-foot platform width. So real quick, at this time, I would make sure traffic won't run me over. Come back here and verify the width. And in this case, Drew, it was 26 feet platform width here. And again, real quick, I don't want to bore the students, but I got to show the students one more time. 09, real quick, Drew. This I measured yesterday. This was an 8-inch drop off, and I chose this section specifically, this area, because I knew this was a drop off that had to be detailed, and I did send the agency a note that this is part of the top 10 list. They need about 15 loads of dirt in here to build this shoulder up and make it safe. Now, this section of road rated at about a 78. It does require some attention. These shoulders should become part of the contract, so the contractor can do this as part of the bid to make this a wider, safer, stronger road in America. Hey, thanks for joining us today. That was, again, what we call 22 length width verification measurement, or LWVM for short. Thanks for joining us, Drew. For more information, where do we go to?
www.thebarnhartgroup.com.
Hey, thanks for